So what's going on, Wolfpack TCG? Our cameraman is just so fucking phenomenal sometimes. I'm gonna throw a shoe at you one of these days. Or no, how's it go? Has been hotel. I'm from fucking Florida, bitch. Yeets a chair.
Something like that.
Something like that. So we wanted to do a talking point video today regarding some of the, I don't know, would you call it controversy regarding like being able to sign up for new types or
Controversy, drama, something like that.
concerns? Concerns, I guess. I don't want to sound mean, but at the same time, we do want to be able to hear out communities and be able to defend or, I guess, use adult reasoning is. No,
Yeah,
maybe. I
something
mean,
like that.
I'd use the word common sense, but I've seen the state of the world, so common isn't so common anymore.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of posts get posted on some of the Facebook groups. I've been hearing some local chatter regarding being able to join new types. One of the cool things is shout out to Evergreens, shout out to Legends and Loots for hitting silver. They're going to be able to hold their first new type challenge. I'm really fucking excited about that.
Yep.
I hope with me starting my new job, my timing still allows me to come and attend, or maybe call in sick. Cough, cough, right? No, just kidding. Don't want to produce bad habits, but that is an additional to new types we have the privilege of being able to attempt to join. On top of our original one that we were going to for Z's Toys and More.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, our locals average around, I would say, anywhere between 6-10 players sometimes on Sundays here at Evergreens. About 8, and then sometimes more. Yeah, right. I had a blast seeing a lot of new faces last week. Or even the fact when we had it was 5 rounds when we had 18 people. I think it was.
That was a wild one.
I was really taken aback.
Wish
Really
they'd come
loved it.
back.
Yeah, and granted, some of those people were deep San Antonio, so we don't know their circumstances. But I love seeing new faces. I love interacting with the community. I think the community's been phenomenal in person. Now, granted, we do eventually sometimes run into aggressive people, people who are, very opinionated. That did happen in Killeen. We asked, what the local was like, and kind of I wouldn't say it's rude. It came off aggressive.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see the aspect or the idea that comes into everybody's locals.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that we get to go to 3. Now, recently on Facebook, I saw. I'm not going to pull up the post. I'm not going to sit there and read it verbatim, but in a nutshell, someone had driven an hour to go to one of the new type challenges. They were asking the whole community to report the store because they were not able to join in. Now, there's obviously a lot that goes into that, but I know I, as a regular, or I hope I'm considered a regular if I'm going to a store prior to it becoming silver status, and then if it does become silver status,
Yeah. I can get that.
supporting a store every week that I can, make sure I'm out there, and then I would hope to be able to be prioritized. Now, if you aren't getting prioritized, I've seen a lot of things where just people aren't using common sense, like, calling the store.
Calling the store, just making sure it's got spots available.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to drive an hour, like...
In certain cases, I can get that because, sometimes on the app it says it's first come, first serve, or it's done through a lottery. Kind of just and sometimes the stores, they put the wrong thing by accident and can't change it.
Yeah, or maybe, again, with Evergreens and Legends, they're new, so they're learning the system to be able to edit the description and be able to make sure people hopefully log in and read the description outside of just submitting and, assuming, but...
Yeah. If you have concerns about getting into a new type, message them.
Message, call, join their Discord if they have one. I'm pretty sure Evergreen's got a phone number online, don't it? Yep. Legends and Loot's got one. Z's got one. I got one. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a phone number. I'm not that kind of person, but I just don't understand personally, like, where people are coming from, getting angry that they're driving an hour and then not being able to get in.
I mean, it sucks that it happens like that, but it happens like that. If the store's not prioritizing, you just got to get lucky. Like there was a release event that I tried to get into before the store became for local. They're going to now start prioritizing locals. But I went to a release event hoping to get in, couldn't get in,
I think
and that was a good almost hour in traffic.
that was Heroes Hideout, I think.
No, that was Legends.
Legends.
But
okay.
now they're starting to prioritize the locals. But back then they weren't,
Yeah.
and it was a bummer.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the things that, it's good to see that, the owners are like shifting to making sure that their
At least
community,
listening to their community.
yeah, their active community. It's again, if you're showing up like once a month, please don't consider yourself a regular. Unless you're dropping like $200 and making sure that store is able to feed themselves, their community, and their families. Like,
It was disheartening to see people who don't show up to that locals at all except for release events, and then they be able to get into it, but somebody who's there every week
not be able
get
to, yeah, and
and some of it's the fact of they post, or the Gundam people post these things online at like really late at night.
I think I
And
was
with
aware of
people-
it going live at 2 for the
Yeah,
current new type, but
2 in the morning with people who have to go to have a job. I have to get up early to go work my job.
yeah, I mean, I have insomnia, so I'm always, bouncing in and out of the app. But I think at one point someone was saying that apparently it went live at 11 p.m., but the app was also malfunctioning and glitching, which, I mean, if you load into the app at this current date and time, there's still no image.
But also, the Bandai TCG people don't say when they're going to be announcing it.
That is
they
something,
shadow
yeah.
drop all of that.
They don't set expectations for when signups should or will go live.
Yeah.
I know they set a release date. So, for example, the premium deck that's coming out here in March is on the 27th.
I believe that would be the case.
And again, at this current date and time, when we're filming this video, this recording, there is no signups for the pre-registration of that. Now, mind you, the reason that's important, not a lot of people are keeping track of promos or things like that. So there is supposed to be a winner EX base and a participation EX resource, and then there's a participation. Or no, there was another thing that I don't know if it's
The bonus pack.
the bonus pack or if what it was determining, but it made it sound like it was not included in the structure deck, but part of the event that's supposed to be releasing with it. Now,
And then there is a separate bonus pack that's supposed to be for the structure deck as well.
yeah, well, that one I would hope is, obvious, I hope, but
Yeah.
and that's gonna be that's actually gonna be wild to think about because we have 50 cards, an additional 22 cards. How are they going to do that bonus pack? Is that bonus pack going to be one of, let's see, 50 plus math? That's 72?
Well, also, keep in mind, some of those cards, there's duplicates. So it's not 22 unique cards. It could be 11 unique cards that have 2 printings. They're for the 50 card deck. It could be like 10 unique cards, or so however it's going to work out.
Do you think they're going to let that pack include the reprints?
It might not. I actually think it would be pretty cool if it included the reprints, because that would be another way of getting an alternate of those reprint cards.
I think I would enjoy that. I mean, there's been a few LR pluses that I do like and some I don't really care for, but also I've already made the stipulation that one thing that I'm going to truly pimp out is going to be Wing. I mean, and I'm still picking on some of the alt arts because I don't like the Wing Zero alt art.
Which is a good thing for you, because it is expensive.
I only had the one anyways originally, and then I traded that for everything I needed, but I digress. But
And then it became more expensive.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But, kind of getting back on the point of regular versus, locals, or regular versus out-of-towners, I guess is what the better caption for the thumbnail maybe is. I really hope that, again, if you guys are advocating that you're angry, you're not getting a spot, you're doing your due diligence, you're contacting the store, you're making sure that you're actively showing up to feel like you deserve a spot, not just because you were able to beat somebody into the app. Because I felt really, I had a really poor time at the Bandai Card Fest because I could not get in any events. And granted, there was a lot of drama behind that. That was
the Dallas one, yeah.
Yeah, Dallas was just a nightmare. And I mean, I'm still upset with Bandai and some of their decision making. Like for the booklet, you have to be able to go to a card fest, and I'm not going to be able to go to a card fest anytime soon because they're not coming back to Texas till maybe later this year, if we're lucky.
Maybe.
And not be, then you're only able to order one of the booklets. So I'm gonna get screwed on any arts I'm wanting anyways. But it's just one of those things where I would like Bondi to definitely for sure give better push notifications because they do it with your event notices and your lottery picks, but I don't understand why they're not announcing when they're planning to have the event signups go live, and maybe that's out of fear of people flooding the app. Maybe it is what it is. I don't know what maybe the judge discords look like. I know there is one, but I don't know what they get told. I don't know what they get shown. But
And honestly, I'm finding it very interesting with the limiting of all this too, because a lot of these kind of like tournaments, you don't see that a lot in like Digimon, for example,
Okay.
or for Dragon Ball. Um, I don't think I've ever had to like rush to get into a spot for anything I entered for them, including
Okay.
including regionals.
I can't speak for that because I mean I came from Yu-Gi-Oh to this game, and I mean I dabbled in Digimon, but I can't even really say I played it because I didn't
I
play it
do not say
competitively.
you. I do not say you played it.
No, I only played it like 3-4 times. And
I don't even think you remember how to play it.
vaguely, I'm pretty sure if you threw the deck at me, I could probably make my way downtown. But yeah, it just the communities can be great, but it can also be scary from the other side. There are people that really just want to punish stores for wanting to prioritize. Like I know there was a store that was doing reservations, a paid for reservation for the early new types 1 and 2. I don't think they did it for 3.
I don't think so. Well, no.
I think they changed up how they were doing it.
I had entered. I know it wasn't the one we're thinking of, but there was one that is like, no, never mind. I'm dabbling. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. But I would hope that everybody keeps in mind, if you're asking to report a store, do it for justified reasons, not
Like-
because you didn't pick up a phone and make a phone call.
Like not distributing out new type pricing.
And then putting it up on TCG players saying you didn't have the product.
Not going to name any stores.
No, but I mean, you could go to TCG anytime during the month and you could tell which stores didn't run their due types. You
When
can definitely see it.
When you see 32 copies of a participation card,
Or the fact that they have 4 of the pilots and 1 winter card available. Those are the instances that you really want to be like, that's a no-no. You didn't run your locals. There should be no excuse for it.
yeah.
We've had a store that's been a little behind on their release dates and changed it up either last minute or, at least tried to talk to a lot of the regulars on when would be a good time to hold it because of timing or participants. So it's just been one of those things where I thought this would be a really good talking point about regulars versus out-of-towners for a lot of your locals,
Yeah.
I don't want to punish the store for prioritizing somebody that goes there every week, and I just show up once a month. If I'm able to get in, awesome. But again, give them a ring, give them a shout. Get your facts straight, and that way you can make sure you're taken care of and not spending an hour driving to sit there and eat air.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to address, regarding that. So, any food for thoughts behind there, editor?
No.
None. You having fun? That's fair. So, but as always, y'all don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Wolfpack TCG here. We are out. We're gonna have some videos getting posted. Hopefully before this one, maybe after. I don't know. Our editor's kind of got the tisms on how he likes to release things. So. Out of order, in order, sideways, 90-degree angles, or as my wife likes to call me, an acute autistic. So
Hey, just shrink the image down by 50%. It'll be fun.
yeah, right. Zooming it in, zooming it out, spin it around, get us yeeted this way. But all right, with that being said, we are out. Take it easy, Wolfpack.